meteorologist Chase Jones.
Well, you heard the National Weather Service. You have to listen to me while they work on the transmitter. So while the weather is quiet, it's a good opportunity to sort of look at the layers of the atmosphere now as we made our way into this beautiful afternoon, getting a good idea of where the evaporation starts and where it stops with those cloud layers. Now you're getting a good idea of only a couple 100 feet or so up to the bottom of those clouds, the cloud bases, and then it only extends a couple feet after that, maybe about 40 feet or so. So it's a thin layer of moisture as we make our way into a pretty quiet week as we wrap up June. Now, temperatures over the last 24 hours really letting us know how much moisture is in the atmosphere and how much heat we're holding on to overnight, all the way down to 70 degrees, then right back up into those mid-90s. So despite seeing that strong West Texas heat, the cold weather making its way down from the northwest is keeping things relatively comfortable. Even with the high humidity, it still feels like 93 out there. Everybody else in a combination of those lower 90s across the entire area. It was in the triple digits last week. Now it's 96 in Robert Lee, 93 down there in Junction, 91 over there in Sonora. So 5 degrees, you can see how close we are together with some of this cooler temperatures across the entire area. Of course, we're looking at the moisture value because I'm on the lookout for a little bit of rain by the beginning of next week. Take a good look. Dew points are in those 50s and those 60s while humidity indices still in those 30s. I've been telling you this information for weeks right now, but the longer we go with quiet weather, the more severe it's going to get. Now, Moisture Tracker is going to continue to show you where the circulation of moist high pressure is circulating over the eastern side of the entire United States. That's creating a pretty strong interaction between the cold, dry air making its way down from the northwest and this high pressure that is locked in place. When we take it into the upper level pattern, a better idea of where the strongest high pressure is going to be. And as we make our way into the weekend and around the corner towards the 4th of July, we're going to watch as this widespread or this weak gradient encompasses the entire nation. Now, we're going to see how much moisture that pushes into the entire rest of the United States, because off towards the southwest, they're about to start monsoon season in only a couple of weeks. Now, here's the water vapor imagery still showing us the strong avenue of moisture going from yesterday. You can see how these winds out of the east in the upper levels are starting to push some of this moisture off towards the panhandle. Another large explosion around New Mexico. When we look at the dry air lifting all this moisture, it's already working in tandem with the mountains, but it's not making its way into the Concho Valley. Severe weather outlook still keeping us out of the crosshairs, and we take you down to the surface. I'm keeping my eye on these winds that have just been really pushing out of the west across Utah and parts of Colorado. A little bit of severe weather on the Rocky Mountain Front Range, but all just quiet down here in the Concho Valley. Now, I'm keeping my eye on this moisture that just keeps erupting, as well as some of this activity pushing in from the east. That's where we're really keeping that delineation between seeing any moisture make its way in, despite seeing a lot of that strong southerly flow. Take a good look at the futurecast and let me know if you guys see any moisture trying to work its way in. You see these plumes of moisture making its way in by the afternoon. That's where we kick off some of those cloud layers to see if some thunderstorm activity doesn't make its way in. Then things calm down by the morning for that daytime cooling, if not that morning cooling. Then it starts all over again by Thursday afternoon, and I run out of data. But that whole time, none of that rain shower activity ever made its way down the Sierra Madre. So tonight, all the way back down into those 70s. I'm keeping my eye on how quickly we get down there. But at least it's Taco Tuesday. Then tomorrow, a good run of those mid-90s. But we might see pockets of rain. Now, my fingers are crossed as we're almost halfway through the work week, and it's already the end of June. July's right around the corner. We've already wrapped up half the year, and we're still going strong, well below those triple digits, while those overnight lows are still in those 70s. But this time last year, we were up near those triple digits, while those overnight lows were hovering in those 80s. But it's perfectly comfortable as we get ready for the drag boat racing. Stay tuned. We'll have more for the break. You're watching KSAN News at 5.